Hello friends. Today we are going to get ready and I am going to chat with you about some of the romance adaptations that I've been watching lately, some that I wanted to chat about. There are some popular ones in here and there are some that I feel like maybe aren't as well known. There are even some that I haven't seen now that I'm saying that. I just filmed everything else while I got ready to do some more filming for today. So I did mention some that I haven't seen. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and go back in time so I can share with you some romance adaptations and I'll explain where the video idea came from and everything. I brought all my makeup over here and didn't put it in any kind of order that I would use it in, so that's not really helpful currently. So let's get everything out of the way. I'm going to start with my eyebrows. I have the Wet n Wild brow pencil and then the Essence Make Me brow. So what started this whole idea of, sorry, also I'm going to be looking at my mirror. What started this whole idea of recommending romance adaptations was I started talking to myself in the mirror there, yes. Was a conversation with Jay Crown over at the little dinner thing that my sister and I went to after her so she did the special screening of the movie and we were chatting afterwards and she mentioned about how the easiest way to get more romance adaptations is to watch the ones that are already out, even if they're not something you would normally be interested in, and even if it's not if you've heard not the best things about it, which kind of led me down a rabbit hole. I had seen the majority of these, but then some of them I had never heard of before and some I've watched since then and some are still on my watch later playlist. So we're obviously going to start with the Jay Crownover one that started this whole thing, and that is Marked Men, Rule, and Shaw. This is based on the first in her Marked Men series, Rule. The book came out in 2012, and so there are some changes to the movie just to kind of make it a bit more, bit more with the times. There are some things that she said she definitely okayed them changing because they weren't, the best representation of certain types of people. Next for foundation, maybe I won't say what I'm going to use. Maybe I'll just show you and then keep talking because that's going to interrupt this. But yeah, there were some changes to the movie. In the book, Rule is this super punk rock tattoo artist, and Shaw is the good girl who she had kind of a secret thing with his twin brother who passed away. That is one of the major changes in the movie, is the storyline of his brother and how all of that came to be. And then in the movie, he is still a tattoo artist and she still is a good girl who was kind of, she was friends with the brother, but it wasn't as misleading as it is in the book about their relationship. And he was not super punk rock, super punk though. He was one of his friends is a musician who's a later one in the book, and who's a later one in the series, so I hope they make a movie for him. But he's supposed to be in this super rock band, and the song that was in the movie was a pop rock. Yeah, anyway. So they did make some changes in it, but it was really good. It's supposed to come out on It's supposed to come out on video on demand sometime at the end of February, I think it is. So I will definitely be watching it again. I hope that they find a place on a streaming service for it. Apparently it was supposed to go to Netflix because Rule is played by Chase Stokes from Outer Banks, which I also need to watch because never watched that either. And then Netflix kind of backed out of their agreement because they were worried about some of the scenes in the movie, which is kind of stupid, but Netflix is Netflix. So So yeah, the first one that brought this whole video idea up is Markman Rowland Shaw. I also have Sidelined the QB in Me, which was one that popped up, like, I think it just released, like, during my whole venture into romance adaptations. I don't really know exactly what, like, this one is based on, if it's, like, a released book or if it's just, like, a Wattpad story that was super popular. This one is one that I would say is, like, not the best quality of movie. I think the actors did a good job, but I don't think the script that they had to work with was really the best. There was some of it that was just, like, super cheesy, and it felt kind of, like, out of place between, like, the romance of it and then trying to be, like, the super serious, deep movie, which is just not what I think they should have gone for. I think they should have just really leaned into the romance of it all. But yeah, I did watch it. It was decent. I think they're making a second one. I was gonna say I will probably watch that, but honestly, I don't know. Maybe if I'm still in this mindset of the way to get more adaptations is to, like, watch them. Maybe if I'm still in that mindset, I'll turn it on, but I don't really have a lot of, like, hope for the second one, so we'll see. Next is, what's this called? Through My Window. This is a 3-movie set on, 3 trilogy on Netflix that I had kind of heard about, but I wasn't super sure because, like, when I read books, 3 books on the same couple are usually not for me. But I watched it and I started the first one. I was like, I'll watch the first one, and then if I'm not feeling it, I'll just, like, not continue on. And then I watched all 3 of them in one weekend. So definitely did enjoy it. It starts off there in high school, and then their relationship kind of grows. They are neighbors. The point of a sleep bag is not to have that. They're neighbors, and he, like, steals her Wi-Fi from her, even though his family is much more well off than her and her single mom are. And yeah, basically, like, he can see her through her window, and that's the whole thing. And she ends up writing a book about their romance and their story. And then, like, the second one is just, like, a continuation of them going through some issues of being separated for university. And then the third one is them, like, coming back together after being separated for university and, like, finding their way back to each other and all of the drama of that. It's super dramatic. There's a lot of, like, nonsense in it that in real life you would not put up with, but in a movie. So yeah, that's a trilogy on Netflix. I did put some more obvious ones on there. To All the Boys I've Loved Before is on Netflix. It's 3 movies. It's Lara Jean and Peter Kavinsky. And if you don't know that, I honestly don't know how to help you. You don't have to have seen it, but if you, like, you have to know, like, I feel like most people know what To All the Boys I've Loved Before is. There's obviously Bridgerton is on Netflix. They are filming season 4 now. I'm so excited for that. One that I haven't seen that I've thought about going back and watching because this has been out for a while. It's another popular one, and I don't really know why I haven't watched it. I just never got around to it, is The Kissing Booth, which I think is 3 movies. There might be a 4th one, but I think it's only 3. I just stabbed myself in the eye with my powder. Yeah, it's on Netflix. Like I said, I haven't watched this one, so I don't know, like, what it is, but I think it's the girl and her guy best friend's brother. That's ringing a bell for... Sorry, that was out. That's ringing a bell for some reason, but I don't really know. Another popular one that I have not watched is The Summer I Turned Pretty. This one is on Prime Video, I think. I'm not sure how many seasons are out. And I haven't watched this one because I don't love the idea of brothers. Let me make sure there's not any of those on. I don't think there's any more. Well, I mean, maybe I will watch it since I just recently watched one that had that same thing. One that I was definitely late to the party on, but is on Netflix and I absolutely loved, is Heartstopper. This is an adaptation of a graphic novel by Alice Oseman. The characters, he's like a super nerdy main character, and he falls in love with the like jock guy. And it's super cute, and honestly I wish that I would have watched it earlier because I think it might be canceled now. I don't know that they're going to do another season, but sometimes, when did I watch this? I think I watched this one in the fall sometime, and like even since then I've like gone back and rewatched, and like it's just like a feel-good show. It's super like, if you want a show where like the world is the way that it should be, and there is a little bit of prejudice in it, but like you really see people who have worked through dealing with the prejudices, because there's a lot of gay characters in the second season. I think it's in the second season. One of the friends in the group comes out as non-binary. It's just a feel-good show, and honestly, it's heartwarming seeing things like I didn't know about myself when I was a teenager, and so it's nice to see like that there are people who do and can get through the like awkward teenage phase and be accepted by their friends. And in season 3, there is a character who comes out as Ace, and he has my whole heart. I adore Isaac to pieces, and I cry every time I get to that scene. I think I've rewatched that episode like 3 or 4 times. But yeah, Heartstopper, highly, highly recommend. Another one that is super cheesy, and I made my best friend watch it, and I think she's still kind of upset at me, is Mea Culpa, My Fault. There's only 2 movies out so far. I believe the 3rd one comes out this year. And then I saw on Prime Video a couple of days ago that there is a My Fault London out now, so I'm definitely going to be watching that one. It seems kind of weird to have, like, I think it's a Spanish version is the regular and then an English version, but apparently that's what Amazon decided to do. So I will be watching that one probably tonight after I get done filming. So another pretty popular one is Red, White, and Royal Blue. I'm sure most people know about this one as well. It is the romance between the President of the United States' son and one of the princes of England. It's super cute. I did not love the book. The book was a bit too like much for me. I have absolutely loved the movie. Sorry, couldn't do that while I was talking. I've watched it a few times. I feel like this is another one that when I want something just like super wholesome and not like where I have to like pay attention to a lot of stuff, this is another one that I'll go for. So yeah, Red, White, and Royal Blue. Love it. One that I found when I was researching for this is Love and Gelato on Netflix. I did not know they made an adaptation of this one. I have the book. Oh, it's at the bottom of a stack. I have the book where I think something happens to her mom, and so the teenage girl goes to Italy to spend the summer or whatever with her birth father, who she doesn't really know. Like I said, I did not know that they had made an adaptation of this, but I definitely put it on my watch later. It's on Netflix. I'm super excited to get to it because that series is one of my favorite YA series of all time. I haven't read it in a long time, but I'm super excited to pick it up and see what's going on with that. Another of my favorite, this is not necessarily my favorite book by this author, but growing up I loved Sarah Dessen books. Netflix did an adaptation of Along for the Ride. I really loved that one. It was like, it felt really authentic to the book. And I think Sarah Dessen writes her books to where they're kind of timeless. Like, there are some updates made, like Marked Men by Jake Crownover needed a lot of updates to make it more with the times. I don't think a Sarah Dessen book does. I feel like it has kind of this like timeless feel to it. So yeah, really like that. Another popular one is After. I can't even tell you how many actual books there are in this series now. This series, books or movies, I don't know how many there are. I only read the first After and then gave up on the series. And then I didn't ever watch any of the movies. I could be talked into it though. I know they're like I know they're popular, but I also feel like they get a lot of hate, and I don't know if that's because they deserve it or if it's just because it's based on a romance book, if that makes sense. So, one that I found also in this search for stuff is called Perfect Addiction. It's on, which one is it on? Prime Video. It is a like fighter romance. The main female character trains like boxers, and she ended up dating one of the guys that she trains, and then he ends up cheating on her with her sister, and it's a whole mess. And then she like convinces one of his rivals to let her train him, and she falls for him as well. So didn't really learn her lesson, but it's got, what is his name? I've looked him up so many times since watching it. Ross Butler. It's got Ross Butler from Riverdale in it. So he's the rival that she trains and falls, like, it's their romance in the movie. The one that I've just recently watched, I am going to talk about these last two and then do my mascara. The one that I recently watched and have been obsessed with for like a week now, I think how long ago I watched it, is My Life with the Walter Boys. It's on Netflix. I actually thought that I wouldn't like this. My Life with the Walter Boys is very much like Megan Mead's Guide to the McGowan Boys, which I loved, and I didn't love Walter Boys. But the show was so good. I felt like it really, from what I remember of the characters, I felt like it really captured them, all the different personalities of the sons, of the main character. Yeah, she moves in with the house full of boys because her parents pass away. So it's what I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be cute. I wanted it to be like, it is a little bit deep because of the issues that she's going through with her parents, and some of the boys have issues, like some of the boys have issues. Let's just say that. And finally, the last one is kind of another popular one. I feel like when it came out, it got a lot of hype, and then I haven't really seen any since, and that is The Idea of You on Amazon. This one is about a single mother of a teenager who meets the like guy in the boy band that her daughter like was obsessed with in middle school, and he kind of convinces her to like give them a shot. So yeah, that is going to be my recommendations, some of my recommendations for romance adaptations. Like I said, this is not like a comprehensive list. I probably could have done a lot more research and found some more. If you have any that you think that I will enjoy, please let me know them down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.